Well, we got a new game, Mumbai, the city of dreams, one of the biggest and most famous cities in India, a place that runs on its own culture. Beyond the clothes and the crowded streets, food here carries stories of its own. Today I want to talk about an upcoming video game called Mumbai Chef Junk Food Simulator from Chameleon 42 Games, a developer based in Belgrade, Serbia. This one caught my attention, and not only because of the name they picked for it, it was the hilarious nature shown by a foreigner studio about Indian street foods and culture. Now, the game does look crazy right from the beginning, but before I get into deep dive in this particular game, let me make one thing pretty clear. The game is a cooking simulator set in Mumbai, and going by the trailer, it actually not the proper Mumbai has shown. The suburb side of the Mumbai city has shown mostly. Now, everything I am about to say from here will be shown in the trailer, and that is all I have seen so far, and I will keep that in mind while talking about this particular game. Now, yes, in the game, there is a lot of fun packed into it. At least they tried. But fun is a tricky word, you know. You can make fun out of absolutely anything. And these days, people does that. But that doesn't mean that automatically it will be a first choice for the people sitting on the other side of the table. They probably won't take your joke. Yes, the game does some chaotic things, the way incidents are happening, and the conversation seems fun to some extent though, but again, as I said, it's subjective that how you're gonna perceive that. I believe the developers must have visited India at some point of time, and maybe they had a crazy experience here, or maybe they just watched one or two YouTube videos or probably some documentaries about India, and they have seen the other side, probably not going to have idea about the whole country itself, and that shows in the game. So let me just have a go. In this particular trailer, I saw a level of fun wrapped around cultural norms, though in India it's the people's emotion and culture which comes very first place, and people does follow that in every possible deal, and Chameleon 42 Games try to portray this to a certain extent to serve their purpose, and somehow they managed to do that. Take a look at these particular pictures as it come by. I will comment on this, and probably you can also comment on this video section and let me know your thoughts regarding that. Look at the first one. Apparently Indians does not use spatula, they use hand. No, not everywhere though, but like I can totally understand the situation. The cook is putting his bare hand straight into the food, and that's quite harmful and dangerous act. We do not do that. We use some spatula sometime in different shape and sizes. I think the devs wanted to show how heroic and fearless the protagonist is, or maybe the raw nature of the street vendors in India particularly. To some extent, probably yes, at some point of time people can experience this kind of stuff in India, and I would say like people are quite okay with that, but that is not a default thing in India by any means. Now, here you will see that this particular cook again crushing ice, that without a particular pot, just with a stone, and on the floor obviously milking from the cow, cutting veggies with different choppers. Now that shows the game may have upgradable tools and machines that you can probably have some fun with that, and I literally have no idea about this particular stuff. Like, what does he adding on this food? Like, it's called elephanto if I zoomed in, but again, what is this thing? Do you have any idea? Please write it in the comment section. Now, no wonder a foreigner or any person would really throw up, as you are seeing right now, after eating this kind of junk food. It's shit, by the way. Even the foreigner gets a rusty root treatment in this particular game. If you see the dialogue, this is a country, let me tell you, India is some country where we take the best care of our guests, especially the foreigners or outsider, because this is our culture. Most of Indians does follow that. Now, who says get lost to a person who is probably your potential customer, and that to a foreigner? No, that is not going to happen. I just wonder that the protagonist is so frustrated with his daily life and the activity he does, so that they thought to portray the protagonist with this kind of fashion, probably a relatable story. I don't know. You have to play this particular game to check it out. Now, the characters and the culture the devs are putting on screen make India look poor and desperate. You can definitely call it Mumbai. But I cannot spot a single Marathi signboard anywhere, not a single man wearing a Marathi cap either. That is where the game feels a bit of lack of accuracy. This picture is kind of tricky. I do not find a single reason to place Indian gods inside a cooking zone and in such an abrupt fashion. The dev must have taken some really good research before putting Indian god in the account and making this scene altogether. This is chaotic and I probably would like to differ that. I know this may sound that I'm super biased being an Indian, but let me tell you, I know this culture very well. But in India, people are kind of emotional. If you are Indian or at least familiar with the culture, you will notice that if the game itself is blending with the culture or not, I leave it to you guys. Please drop your viewpoint in the comment section below. I genuinely want to sit out with the devs or the dev team and probably want to understand how their thought process was while making this title about the Mumbai city. I know lots of fans of the simulation game are still there on the Steam. Probably they're gonna buy and play it. But again, I'm really happy that somewhere down the line an outsider coming with the Indian culture in mind try to portray something in the shape of game. So ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching this particular video. I will see you in the next. Thanks.